Hello everyone. Today I'll be making another video power leveling from 300 to 400. I am a little late of making this video because I was busy leveling up to 450, and that's going to be another story I'll be talking about of the Prime Engram farm. And I was reading on the tweet they're going to be nerfing these solo ops very soon, especially when going for the prime engrams and for leveling up to 300 to 400 as well. Now I made a little chart for everyone. Everyone's different. This is the chart that I use or I made when leveling up. Everyone is different. And I try my best to record as much footage as I can and showing the mods that I use when leveling up, when playing the Pinnacle ops or solo ops. So you can actually pause this video and see the mods I'm using. I'm gonna try to add all the mods that I use in the description below. But if you do want to just copy the mods that I use, then go for it. So first things first, you must wear the future or the new seasonal weapons and armor. You need to wear the armor or the weapons that have the blue ribbon. And I know it's harsh to even say this to everyone, and the reason why is you want to get high points. But for now, it's going to be B+. Now, you'll see in the beginning of the video, I was just doing A ranks. But you can actually do like a B+, and you can use certain mods. And of course, use armor, future armor, and weapons to boost up the ranking when going for these activities. And when you are leveling up to 300, 400 power, it is around +3 or +4 pinnacle drops. I wouldn't say prime engrams because that's a different story when leveling up for the 400 to 450 power level. So the weapons I used, from what I remember, was I was using the new exotic Void Scout rifle and the rocket Strand pulse rifle and the new Stasis sword, and it's really good. It has chill clip, it has a lot of really interesting perks, and I would just use this, then use the slammer Stasis sword. I know it's an amazing sword, yes, I understand that, but you need a weapon with a blue ribbon so your life can be easier of just going for B+. Because what's going to happen is if you're not using any of the future or the new seasonal armor or weapons, future exotics, then your ranking point's going to go low, and it's going to force you to add more mods, and it's going to make the difficulty, the power component, way more harder than it's supposed to be. Just pause the video of the mods I was using. You will see what power level I am. And it depends of what you prefer to do. I mean, maybe you would prefer to do Pinnacle Ops over Solo Ops. Maybe you just stick to Solo Ops for this season since they're going to be nerfing it. You know, it's up to you. So 300, 315, I was just doing K1. I was just doing B+. I don't think I did the half energy B+. I'm trying to remember. It's been a long time. Then after 315 to 322, that's when I went to the Pinnacle Ops and I did Cal's Fall. I did Cal's Fall around that power level. When you are in a fire team, you need to make sure you have players low power level than you, because if you have someone who is 350 or 380 and you're 315, you're gonna add more mods because of your fire team. Any of your fire team members who is high power level, you'll have to add more mods. Unless, now this one's really cool, you could just have someone 400 power level. You can actually have a friend who is 400 power level, let's just say. Around 400, they could play Grandmaster with you, and then they can add mods. It pretty much help you level up. So around 315 to 322, I just play Cal's Fall, and it's B+. Now later on, you'll notice on my footage, I was just playing A rank, but then later on I figure out that you can still get the sweet Pinnacle, the Pinnacle +3 power level on B+. 322 to 328, I was just doing solo B+. I was doing Candera, I was doing K1. You can see the footages that I am showing right now. I put no starting ammo. Oh, and I also forgot, you'll also be forced to use no HUD. I hate no HUD, but because I've used no HUD for hours and hours, I lost count of how many hours I've been using no HUD to level up, to the point where I'm used to playing no HUD now. So here are some of the mods I use. I use Live Wire so I can get Amplify. I use Chill Touch. Why not? Not the best ever, but I had no choice. I use no ammo. I use no HUD, locked. So you can definitely pause it and then just copy the mods. But like I said before, at the beginning I was doing A rank. Then later on I realized I could do B+. Banes also add a lot of points. Now I know in my previous video I said don't add Banes yet, but if you have no choice, I highly recommend you add the Banes, but it gives you a lot of points. Then you can add less mods, and then hopefully you can add some green mods for your run. So around 340 power level mods are going to change, and that's when you have to pretty much go back to solo. From what I remember, I think around 340 I was having trouble playing Pinnacle Ops, and what I had to do is go to solo ops and play Curation, play Candera, or play K1 to get the power leveling Pinnacle engrams. 360 to 370, this is your choice of where you want to do solo ops, K1, Curation, or Kel's Fall. That one is your choice. Now, like I said, when you are around 360 to 370 power level, you had to add a bang, you had to add +20, +20, +20, and +10. Because that's when you have to add B+, around 50 to 60% of the B+, to level up and get the Pinnacle engrams. Now you could, like I said, you can pause and see what mods I was using. Here are the recommendations. And you'll see later, like power level 61, it was the same thing. I had no HUD, which I didn't want to use. And the reason why you want to add a lot or most of the mode modifiers, like no ammo, no HUD, is those mods don't add the component power. And I already said this in my previous video, that's why I added, and of course players don't like it when I add it, they get upset that I added, but I have to because I don't want to deal with 390 power level. I want to deal with 370 power level when I am 361 base power level. So like I said, you can pause this video and see what mods I'm using, and basically that's what I did. I was just doing Candera, then I was just switching with K1, and then power level 66 I decided to go to Cal's Fall, and you can see the mods I'm using. It's nothing special. I was just using Match Game, Difficult Arc Threat, Subtle Foes, or the Invisible Foes. I was using no HUD, Glass Cannon, the one that gives you a crown. If anyone's wondering what the Bungie is, Glass Canyon, but basically it's the mod that Bungie nerfs you because you're playing too good. See, every time I play Cal's Fall, I keep getting the crown all the time, every run I get a crown. It's like Bungie says, here you go, Blitz, gotta nerf you, you're playing too good, you gotta slow down a bit, Blitz. Around 370 to 380. Now, it is your choice. You can either play Pinnacle Ops, Starcross, Cal's Fall. I play Cal's Fall, or you can go for solo ops. You know, it is your choice. Like I said, mods are going to change again. And you can see around 370. You can see that I was just playing with a fire team because I got really fed up of doing solo ops. Then once you hit 380, now this is going to be really interesting. This is when you unlock Grandmaster. Yeah, that's right, Grandmaster. From what I remember, I think you unlock Grandmaster on, I'm trying to remember, it's been a blur, alright? I think around 360 or 370. I'm not 100% sure, you know, it's been a long time. You can unlock Grandmaster and play it, but like I said, it's gonna be very difficult. Highly recommend to have a friend who is 400 power level to carry you through those hard times of leveling up. So when I was 380, you know, everyone's different. Someone may say is, oh, okay, I went to Grandmaster 370. I was playing Caltrops Grandmaster mode or K1 or Creation or Candera, you know, it's everyone's choice. And I was using 2 green mods, and then they have the new mod called Boon, and that mod is really good. I use it a lot because it boosts up the points. So pretty much around 380 to 390, I was just playing Grandmaster. I was just playing solo ops. I was adding green mods like Live Wire, Brawler, Grenader, Slayer. Then once I hit 90 to 400, I think that one I probably was just playing solo ops. I was playing solo ops. I got really annoyed. I pretty much was just adding those mods, and I was around 395 power level, and then that's when I was just annoyed with the mods to the point where I was just asking friends to help me level up a bit. I was on a different character and I just wanted to take a break on my Titan. So around 390 to 400, I was just going on K1 a lot, Creation, Candera, and then I was just using 2 green mods because later on Master Mode, you can't even use green mods. So once you are 390 and to 400, like I said, it gets easier to level up. So once you hit 400 power level, then the real grind starts. And if you look really closely, there's another mode called Ultimate. So now you need to level for this season 400 to 450 power level. But from what I see from Ultimate, next season we're going to be leveling up to 550 power level. Blitz, I don't really like the grind. I don't know, Guardian Troll. Sounds like you enjoy it, because I don't. Okay, so overall you need to equip the future or the latest weapons and armor and the exotics that is future. 2, you'll be forced to play no HUD. No ammo, lock equipment. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but you have to add those mods so the component power won't be too difficult when going for the run. Because if you don't add that, if you don't add the blue ribbon armor and weapons and exotics, then the component power can be high and it will take longer for you to finish Pinnacle ops or solo ops. I know it's horrible to say that. I hate to say this. I can't lie to you. I can't lie to anyone. I have to say my opinion about this game. The grind is ridiculous and it gets worse at 450 power level. Let me just give you a little hint right now. I didn't want to talk about this on my next video. When going for 450 power level, it is going to be over 50 prime engrams. I already made a documentary of the prime engrams and how long it took for each encounter. And thus, the prime engram is going to be way more harder to grind to 500, 550. Now, in my opinion, they need to upgrade the rewards. The rewards needs to be better, but I don't really see it as of now they're going to do that. I mean, I read the tweet, I skimmed it a bit, I didn't read fully. So far, they are going to be nerfing the solo op. They're going to force players to add more mods. It's not going to be fun. I don't think it's fun. I don't know if this is going to be catered to new players because we want new players to play the game. We don't want new players stay away from the game and play a different game because that's basically what I see right now. I've seen with the grinding and stuff, it is making new players or making them not play the game at all. And then with this points and all this stuff, it's already confusing as it is. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to add the mods recommendations because every day the mods change. They could be Void Hunger, Solar Hunger, Arc Hunger, Battlefield Promotion Bane, or it's going to be Grounded, or it's going to be Match Game, or we're going to have Live Wire, or there's no Live Wire, there's Brawler, or there's no Brawler, there's Grenader. They also nerf Grapple, so I wouldn't bother myself even using Grapple, especially for leveling up right now. They nerf that, and they're going to be nerfing solo ops very soon. Alright, so this is the video of leveling up 300 to 400 power level. I'm going to add all the mods recommendations below. I'll try my best to add as much as I can because it's just a lot of things. It's just a lot of info going on, and I think it'll be best for me to just for you to pause the video and just see the mods I was using and then just look at the description below. Alright, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.